If you love what you're listening to here, you are going to love our 21-day magical self-care challenge. This is more than just a challenge. It is a community, and it includes our magical self-care course and 2 PDF books, the Magical Self-Care book and the Born Magic book. Both bestsellers on their release date on Amazon, and we can't wait to get them into your hands. Join us for the 21-day magical self-care challenge. And by the end of the class, you are going to have some new magical tools in your tool belt, and you are also going to feel supported, and you're going to have the steps to easily and efficiently bring self-care into your life as the foundation of your life, so you don't have to seek it out every day, because your whole life will be built on magical self-care. Check out the link to join us in the 21-day challenge, and we can't wait to see you in there. The winter season has always been, I've had a love-hate relationship with winter forever and for always. When I was a kid, I loved winter so much, and with a December birthday, I never actually realized, I don't think until I was like an adult, that my birthday in December is in fall, not in winter. But I thought it was like December and winter and Christmas and snow and my birthday. And I love snow and so much about it. But then as an adult, I don't love the long nights, the short days. I like to be outside. I like to be able to go hiking and eat outside and just be able to go to the beach at 7 o'clock at night. Like, I love that. And so I found it to be more of a struggle as an adult with the winter. But now I've sort of shifted my perspective on that and leaned harder into wintering and being in the winter. And that's what we're talking about today. If the word witch makes you feel full of power and excitement, if you love personal development but loathe boring love and light conversation, if a sexy combo of witchery and inner work piques your interest, you're in the right place. Welcome home, Magic Maker, and welcome to Expedition to Soul, the podcast brought to you by the Sisters Enchanted. Welcome back to another episode of Expedition to Soul. How to winter is what is on deck today, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about here. And actually, our winter 2023 Stay Magic magazine, How to Winter, is really the topic of that magazine. And that's what we're going to I'm going to go through that article for you today. Actually, I think I'm just going to read it for you, like I did in our episode recently with Kiara, her article on Capricorn. And this way you can enjoy it without, if you don't have it handy, and you can hear about it and still get all the tidbits about wintering. It is a topic that I've really started thinking about heavily this year, and the last 2 years. Really, we redid our holistic witchery curriculum and tied everything together with this 5-eye spiral that I created, and the intention unit aligns with the season of winter and the element of earth and the energy of the new moon. And so in recreating that curriculum, I thought about this more and more and more, and I'm excited to bring this to you here today. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. Again, it's from our Stay Magic magazine, and the article is called How to Winter. And I do think that you are going to like it. If you don't have that magazine and you want it in your hands, we'll have the link for you in all the places, or reach out and we'll get it to you. All right, let's do this. In the heart of winter, nature herself curls inward, teaching us the lesson of slowing down. This season, often seen as a time of dormancy and darkness, is in fact a period rich with potential for personal growth and expansion. It's a time to mirror the natural world, to turn inward, and to embrace a slower, more deliberate pace of life. Winter, with its shorter days and longer nights, naturally encourages us to slow down. It's a season that invites us to reflect, to rest, and to rejuvenate. This is not a time for the frenetic pace of summer. It's a time for quiet, for stillness, and for peace. In today's fast-paced world, being alone with our thoughts can be daunting. Yet, winter provides the perfect backdrop for this solitude. It's a time to get comfortable with our own company, to listen to our own inner voice, and to truly understand our deepest desires and fears so we can understand how we want to feel going forward. And that, my friends, is critical. How you want to feel going forward. Slowing down is more than just a physical act. It's a mental and emotional practice. It means taking the time to savor each moment, to be fully present in the now, and to appreciate the small joys and wonders of everyday life. Create rituals that encourage a slower pace in your life. This could be a nightly routine of sipping herbal tea by the fire, taking long walks in nature, or practicing gentle yoga or meditation. These rituals become anchors in our day, reminding us to breathe and to be. It's through this intentional living that we become clear on our emotional body and energy. And that's where we tend to lack clarity in our lives, is in our energy and our emotional body. It's important to acknowledge that slowing down can be challenging. We're conditioned to be constantly busy, to equate productivity with worth. Winter challenges us to break free from these patterns, to find value in stillness and quiet. Winter is not just a season, it's a state of being. It's a time to delve into the depths of our soul, to confront our shadows, and to learn how to be truly comfortable in our own skin. This journey is about more than just physical solitude. It's about emotional and spiritual solitude as well. It's a time to confront the parts of ourselves we often ignore or hide away, our fears, our insecurities, our doubts. Winter invites us to explore our emotions in new ways. It's a time to find new language for old feelings. I love that. New language for old feelings. To express ourselves more authentically and deeply. This could be through journaling, poetry, or even art. Reflection is a key part of being with yourself. It's about looking back at your life, understanding your choices, and learning from your experiences. This reflection is not about judgment, it's about growth and understanding. Think about the judgment card in tarot that comes right before the world. This is that moment where we settle in to set the intention for what comes next. Solitude can be incredibly healing. It allows us to disconnect from the noise of the world and to connect with our innermost selves. Embrace the solitude as a gift, a rare opportunity to be truly with yourself. Being with yourself can also bring challenges. It can stir up uncomfortable emotions and force us to face parts of ourselves we'd rather not see. But it's in facing these challenges that we grow and evolve. As winter deepens, it becomes a fertile ground for setting intentions. This is not about creating a list of resolutions. It's about choosing how you want to be in the world energetically. Really choosing how you want to be in the world energetically. Setting intentions is about focusing your energy and your thoughts on the kind of life you want to create. It's a powerful practice that can shape your reality and guide your actions. Unlike goals, which are often specific and outcome oriented, intentions are about the journey. They're about how you want to feel, how you want to grow, and how you want to engage with the world. Take time to craft your intentions. Reflect on what matters most to you, what kind of person you want to be, and how you want to move through the world. Write these intentions down and keep them somewhere you can see them. Intentions are not just words on a page, they're a way of life. Find ways to embody your intentions every day, whether it's through your actions, your words, or your thoughts. Staying true to your intentions can be challenging. It requires constant mindfulness and dedication. But remember, the journey is as important as the destination. Be gentle with yourself and recognize that every moment is an opportunity to realign with your intentions. Winter is a season of beauty and depth. It's a time to slow down, to be with yourself, and to set intentions for the life you want to create. Embrace this season as a sacred time of introspection and growth, and let it guide you toward a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. And that, my friends, my magical friends, is how you winter. I want to let you know that over on our blog page for this episode, you'll also find specific tips for all 5 of the expansion archetypes and also a beautiful tarot spread written by our own Kelly Sroka on rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation, a tarot spread to tend your inner hearth. And you're going to find all of that over on the blog. So you can head to thesistersenchanted.com/blog to find that information. So, how to winter, deepen into how you want to feel. Let the dark days, or the dark nights, the long dark nights, the short days, let that bring your inner voice out. Let it bring it all forward. Let it come to the top and put new words to old stories, new words to old experiences. And how can that help you to navigate the year ahead and determine how you want to feel, how you want to move through the year ahead, how you want to show up, how you want to be seen? How do you want to feel? And from that feeling, what actions can you take to feel that way? That's the goal part. That's the second part. So, how do you want to feel and what actions can you take to feel that way? Wintering is about slowing down. It's about being present. It's about going within and just letting all the words come to the surface. Remember, we leave autumn, we leave the fall season by thinking about possibility and how's everything going to be composted and turned into something else next. And it opens up that gateway of possibility. And then we step into Capricorn season, which, as you know, from one of our podcast episodes previous, that sea goat there really allows you to stare into the abyss and make something out of all the magical possibilities swirling around. And that's what you're doing here in winter. You're making something out of all of the possibility that's been handed to you. All right. Enjoy your winter season. There's still plenty of it to go. Remember, it lasts all the way until the first day of spring in March. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, I hope that you have an enchanted rest of your day ahead. But wait, before we head out of today's podcast episode, we're going to break for a Ask Me Anything segment. Before we leave this podcast episode, we're going to do another Ask Me Anything segment. And today's question, the topic of this segment, what to do when you're overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. All right, that's a great question. I can help answer this. What to do when you're overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. Firstly, let's talk about what overwhelm is. And there's probably lots of definition, or maybe not lots. There's probably a lot of different ideas about what overwhelm actually is. And in my viewpoint, overwhelm is when you have a desire and that desire is not being met, or you don't know how to meet it. You don't know the first thing to do. So you have a desire and you don't know how to have it met, and you don't know what to do. So there's a disconnect, there's an incongruency between what you are able to do and what you want to do, and that creates overwhelm. So some examples. If you have 5 different crafts and hobbies and things you want to learn, and you are overwhelmed every time you look at the books or the online courses or the materials, and so you just don't do anything. You have a desire to do it, but you don't know the first step to take. You don't know the right choice to make. And then there's overwhelm. You can feel overwhelmed and not move forward when you have dishes to do and laundry to do and a job to go to and food to make and all these things. And so what do? You watch TV and order pizza because you have a desire to live in a house that's clean and to get to have healthy food and to show up as a great parent maybe, or whatever. But there's too many things to tackle first. It seems impossible. And so you can't do it. So with overwhelm, there is a desire, and then the desire is not being met and you're not sure how to do it. All right. So what do you do when you feel overwhelmed and you don't know where to start? A great tip is to write down that desire. So if it's, and come back to intention. Oh my gosh. Did anybody see that coming? Come back to intention. How do you want to feel? So in the example of the crafting example, if you want to feel creative, you want to feel productive, you want to feel proud of your finalized product or whatever, write down, what is the desire? How do you want to feel? So start there. And sometimes just writing down that thing will unlock the next step for you. And then you'll naturally know what to do. In our example of like 100 things you could be doing, and it all seems like too much, so you don't do anything. Write down, what's my desire? Is the desire to, right, in that moment of there's laundry, there's food, there's dirty kitchen, there's work to be done, maybe there's kids and homework. Is the desire in that moment to be able to cook a healthy meal? Well, you're going to clean the kitchen. You're going to ignore everything else. Is the desire to be present with your kids? Maybe you haven't spent time with them and everyone's like having a hard time. Then you're going to be present with your kids and you're going to order the pizza. So, what is your desire? And then some of you might be thinking, well, Sarah, I know that, but I actually don't know the first step, or the first step involves somebody else and then they won't let me do it or they won't help. I don't have buy in. So, when it comes to how you want to feel and your desires, they have to be centered on you. You might have people in your life who need to do things, who maybe they've got to get their finances in order. Maybe they need to move out. Maybe they need to take care of their health things. Maybe they need to get a new job. I don't know. Maybe whatever. We all, there's things in people's lives that is their stuff that impacts you. What you have to do at some point is separate their stuff from your stuff. Because if you have a desire to feel like you have a desire to spend time alone on a Thursday night reading a book and having your favorite tea and just not being talked to, then do what you have to do to make that happen, right? When you feel overwhelmed because the people in your life aren't cooperating, cut the energetic tie there, because you are only responsible for you. So if you're a person who is hearing this and I'm saying take the first step, write down your desire, and you're like, well, then my desire hinges on somebody else. How do you make that desire hinge only on yourself would be the next question. Alternatively, if you don't know the first step to take after you write down your desire, write down, what do I want right now? How do I want to feel? What's my desire that's leading to this disconnect and the incongruency to the overwhelm? And then start to brain dump a list of things that you could do to get to that feeling. Circle the 3 you could do and then pick one. So power of deduction. So you make a whole list, pick 3, then pick one. The reason you're going to do the middle step of picking 3 is because the brain does not like to pick one thing out of many, but it will be better suited to pick 3 things out of many. So you pick 3 of them. From the 3, that's a smaller list, pick one and do that thing. But when you're overwhelmed, it all starts with, how do you want to feel? What is your desire that's not being met in this moment that's creating the overwhelm? If you sit down at work and you've got 100 things to do, they're all pressing, they're all urgent, you don't know where to start, you feel like you're panicking and you're overwhelming, or everything is overwhelming and you just start to shut down. Again, ask yourself, what is my desire right now? Is it that I desire that somebody could help me with these things? Then look, is there a teammate who can help you? Then write that down. I desire to get help. Reach out to the teammate, right? And then maybe somebody can even just get on or sit with you and help you manage the list. But we all have a desire that's not being met when it comes to overwhelm. And then it's the disconnect between the desire and what's happening that creates the overwhelm. All right, there you go. Some tips for you. I hope you enjoyed that. These Ask Me Anythings we're going to do on once weekly Tuesday episodes, I believe. So tune in next week for the next one. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. And yeah, all right. Stay magic. It's your only job. And I'll see you in the next episode. If you love the podcast, be sure to leave us a rating or a review. That helps us to get the word out about all we're doing here at the Sisters Enchanted. Thanks for being part of our community, and we'll see you in the next episode.